You're watching Capitol View, Sunday morning talk focused on the political scene in Arkansas.
Welcome back. Joining me now, John Brummett, columnist with the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. Good to see you.
And good to see you, Roby.
Yes.
How you doing?
You're looking good today. So
no lint or dog hair? Just a little bit?
No.
Oh, okay.
The red tie, it's power tie there.
Well, that's the way I feel.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
All right. We have a lot to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Let's begin with, I think, what was one of the, clearly the most traumatic event of the week, if not the year so far, and that is this assassination of conservative commentator Charlie Kirk, who has led this political movement. I guess just give me your take on how you see the nation reacting to this and how you, what type of context we should have for filtering this type of political violence that we're seeing.
I think the best context is that our founders gave us free expression and challenged us to be responsible enough to exercise it, which doesn't really challenge you in terms of expressing your own free expression. It's in tolerating it in others and reacting to expression that we disapprove of. And we have evolved in the modern era into constant, ubiquitous information in which everybody can say whatever they want to on social media. Our politics has become a matter of hate, not policy difference. And we're simply, America is in peril in terms of its principles, the founding principles of the country, because we hate anymore and we don't understand the necessary context of freedom. And I gave a speech once somewhere on Freedom Day, and I said, I'm supposed to just celebrate freedom. I'm going to tell you, freedom's hard. You want to have freedom, it's hard work to put up with all the things you don't want to put up with. And that's just exponentially more inflamed now. And I worry about our country. Now, this is one incident, but there have been many modern incidents. The pace is picking up. And we've got to figure out how to express ourselves without this kind of incident, or we simply can't survive as the kind of society we've been. And it is in peril. And an America without the ability to reasonably express itself freely is not America.
History gives us a lesson, though. We saw this type of political violence in the 1960s, and we cycled out of it. I mean, yes. Not that there weren't other assassination attempts. Gerald Ford had an assassination attempt on him. Ronald Reagan had an assassination attempt on him. But we got out of that circumstance that we were in the 60s, where it was so expected because so many high-profile leaders, Bobby Kennedy, Martin Luther King Jr., all of this, and John F. Kennedy, all this happened. What do you think could turn the tide in this conversation? These
things turn when we reach a critical point at which we realize it's not happening anymore, and we're not sure what caused it to stop. But looking back with a longer term, it gives you some comfort that we're actually, these are in one sense only a few bad actors. And we were generally a free, competent, capable America. Otherwise, it's just that it was challenged or imperiled by actions of some. And somehow, I think maybe evil against good goes in cycles. And I can't tell you specifically why 1973 was so much nicer than 1968.
Right.
It just was.
Yeah.
And we had a certain incendiary situation in the late 60s. And it's cyclical, but it cannot be cyclical unless we remain a competent, good country on the whole. At the moment, I hope that we are, but we may be going into talking about President Trump. Yeah, but at the same time, he is challenging our underlying constitutional principles in his authoritarian actions, which they are picking up. That I think that further complicates it. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying that we also, for this incident or any others, it's just that, by the way, at the same time, we're going through challenges to our constitutional principles because this president believes, with a lot of public support, that this is a time that needs a strong man, an authoritative leader. and that's not the way we're founded. And so that compounds the problems that we face. Our courts have to stand up, our people have to stand up, and we've got to have elections that people believe, and in which, and we've got to have elections in which the Democrats give her better options and are a more competent party as the opposition party. And then we need a Supreme Court, if it comes down to it, to issue a big ruling. And let's hope all of that can happen.
Yeah. I want to turn our attention to something at the state political level. We've seen some activity at the legislature this week on the Franklin County prison situation. It has had its detractors, particularly among locals and some legislators. The governor still remains steadfast in her argument that this still needs to happen in Franklin County and will happen in Franklin County. But it does seem to be petering out a little bit in terms of momentum. What is your sense of that, and do you give that an up arrow or a down arrow for your conventional wisdom, the Franklin County
for the
prison?
governor or the prison itself?
The prison itself.
Let me throw in the governor,
Okay.
just for the heck of it, a little bonus arrow. Down. I mean, I've been torn on here talking about it several times about, I know it's supposed to be inevitable. I know the leading legislators, I know the governor, they're adamant on it, that that's all going to work out. Each time there's a news development on it, you think, well, how so? There was the Joint Performance Review Committee. Mm-hmm. At the behest of the local legislators and people from Franklin County, we're going to have an airing, we're going to have a hearing, come down here and talk. Joe Proferi, is that his name? Mm-hmm. He's not been prison director for a while and I lost track of him. He was on the governor's staff. I'm kidding, I know where he was. He was on the agenda to speak, and he didn't.
But not mandated to.
I know he wasn't mandated
right.
to, but there's like, how about
but usually they show up.
A courtesy, yes. And if you want to reverse lost momentum, you go down and get on the offense and make your case, don't you? Does it not look more defensive and less accountable that he just didn't show up? I think it looks more offensive and less accountable. And then you had not just the area legislators, but you had Representative Wooten from BB who said this is a wrong site. You had Julie Mayberry, moderate Republican, I think, who's saying, I know we need a prison, I know we need more beds, but does it all have to be this big at this place? Can we have spread out locations and fewer? And prison people said, no, it doesn't have to be. To me, that's you went in, from her standpoint and from the prison's standpoint, they went in with lost momentum and they backpedaled substantially in that meeting. So when you need a 3/4 appropriation vote, I guess you just buy some popcorn and see if they ever get it. But right now, the arrows being, where are things currently? What is the direction things are going? This is about as down as it can get, I think. So, and I'm not even sure it's practical anymore. The timeline with the water problems, how long is it going to take? Are we really addressing what problems we think we're addressing if we don't get it done for a decade or more? So it all seems presently negative. Sometimes things turn around.
You know, it doesn't seem negative.
What?
It does not seem negative if you're a Razorback fan versus a Red Wolf fan. But let's talk about the football game and War Memorial Stadium. And first of all, what did you make of the fact that it happened? I mean, it's never happened before. It happened finally. Did you find it an interesting ball game, even though the score was lopsided? But did you find the state coming together at War Memorial interesting? I know you've written a couple columns about this.
Yeah, I have, but...
and you've yo-yoed a little round on it too. So.
One day I said, I just wrote on it. Then today, or as we tape, I've written in favor of not mandating the game.
Okay.
But what did I make of it? Here's what I made of it. But bear in mind, I've been around a while, and I remember when bringing this issue up stirred emotions, big time, politically. I remember when there was a day of turmoil at the state legislature in 1987 because the governor, then Clinton, helped move a bill out to require them to play. And everybody from the University of Arkansas was suddenly running up those second floor stairs to the third, blaming me because I'd written about it. It was wild. Yeah. And the people were calling the governor's office and they had to tuck and change position within 12 hours. This, to me, seemed like almost a non-event. And I said that to former Governor Beebe, an ASU alum, and he said, well, I think the Indians now play these caliber of games every year. They'll play Ole Miss. They'll play Michigan. They went to Oklahoma.
It's the Red Wolves, by
Red
the way.
Wolves.
Not the
Excuse me.
Indians,
He said
so.
no, he didn't. He said the Red Wolves. There's another way. I'm in a time warp half the time, but I'm getting my points are good, even if my phrases are old.
Right.
So I just thought this isn't anything, and there wasn't a lot of excitement about it. And then the game. It's not a rivalry unless there's a contest involved. I'm sorry to say.
Well, they've only played one time. You got to have for a rivalry, you got to play multiple times.
Really?
So that somebody can either establish a winning streak or a losing streak or make it competitive. Don't you think? That's my experience with rivalries.
Well, rivalries develop over time. Yes, maybe they seem less like Arkansas against Alabama A&M than that. And I'm sorry, SU. I'm for you. I love you. I'm always an underdog guy, but that was not much of an entertainment spectacle. The most interesting thing was the governor taking the position she took.
So you'll give her an arrow up?
She's
for that.
up. No, she's not.
No, you gave her an arrow down for the prison. Are you going to give her an arrow up for standing up for ASU?
Here's what I've got for a Sunday column. I say, in the end, it's down. Because while she did something I like, which is stimulate conversation and take an Arkansas position on the game, good for her. The fact is, the University of Arkansas Board of Trustees is surely going to turn down her request. The Razorback Empire has nothing to gain from this except losing money by coming to Little Rock
there
to give up.
There is a financial argument there.
Yeah.
So.
And I think just as ACE's Board of Trustees turned him down for system president, her Board of Trustees, no matter how many people she gets on there, will attend to the greater interest of the University of Arkansas and the University of Arkansas athletics. So I say, so that's an arrow up for starting the conversation and addressing an Arkansas issue.
All right.
However, it's an arrow down on balance because this prison is such a mess at the present time.
Right.
That's more down than up. Okay?
He's John Brummett. He's columnist with the Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Good to see you.
All right, my man.
All right. Thank you for being here.
Anytime.